Hello, Loup Power District, employees, retirees, family, and friends, and welcome to this month's edition of Canal Chronicles. So far, 2022 has been a very interesting weather year. We had a relatively warm winter with very little moisture, and our spring was relatively cool, but again, with very little moisture. And although we've had some timely rains since that point in time, our overall measurable precipitation for 2022 is well below normal. This has impacted the water flow in the Loup River, and we've started to notice some of that in our output from our hydroelectric units. Although power prices have been relatively high in what we've been able to sell the power to NPPD, again, we haven't been able to generate as much as we would like as in the past. And we're starting to see a much reduced flow in the Loup River. One of the things we discussed at today's board meeting was our license with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and the current process that the district is in challenging that license and some of the situations and water flow requirements that are contained within the license. We are working with our attorneys in the District of Columbia regarding the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission license and challenges to that. We are preparing a letter that we will file with FERC that will explain what our concerns are with the license and hopefully get some relief from some of the restrictive natures of the water flows within the license. We don't think that the water flows will necessarily change, but we've got some issues within the license in which we have to measure water instantaneously as it flows in the Loup River bypass reach, which is the water that flows by the canal up near the headworks. And if we can get that changed to a more regulated flow and more of like a 3-day rolling average type flow, that will really alleviate some of the concerns the district has with the current license. I'll be providing more information on that as we move forward, but that's kind of one of the things that we've really looked at over the last several years and tried to discuss with both the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission staff, the United States Fish and Wildlife Service, and the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission. At the board meeting today, management and the board had a long discussion regarding broadband in the 4 county areas. We've talked about this on several occasions in the past, and the district is taking a slightly different tact at it right now. We are working with a firm called NRTC, the National Rural Telecommunications Cooperative, regarding a potential study of smart grid technology in the district's 4 county area. We believe this study will help determine the true value of a potential backbone broadband network in our 4 county area and will help the board and management make decisions regarding future capital investment in broadband in the 4 county area. It'll probably be another 4 to 6 months until this study is completed, but we hope with that then be able to present some additional information to the boards in the 4 counties that we represent and see what type of a broadband backbone could be put together in the 4 county area. Speaking of the canal and the headworks area, the board voted to move forward with a proposed modification to our commercial lease with Preferred Sands regarding the royalty of sand mined by Preferred Sand at the headworks area. Currently, there is a specific royalty payment that Preferred makes to the district for the sand that's processed off of the sand pile at the headworks area. In addition, for those of you that have driven by the sand pile area, you will notice a large return waste pile, or fines pile as it's called by Preferred Sands. Preferred has recently come upon a customer who is interested in the fines pile. However, the margins for the royalty payments on those are much smaller, and therefore the district and Preferred have agreed to modify that royalty payment on the waste or fines pile sand. It's a win-win for all, and that will be able to reduce the size of the fines pile and give Preferred an additional market to market sand in the area. Recently, a number of board and staff members attended the APPA National Conference in Nashville, Tennessee. Overall, this was a great conference, and a lot of excellent speakers were presented at the conference, and we were able to learn a lot about what's going on, not only with local and electric issues, but national issues that are affecting all companies. One of the big topics of discussion during the conference were supply chain issues. And today the board and management had a long discussion about a potential new distribution substation that we're going to be putting in the southwest part of Columbus. One of the main issues that we have right now is ordering a transformer for this new distribution substation, and we're looking at a long lead time for this transformer. So management came to the board and let them know that we're going to be issuing an RFP for this transformer and how that will affect things in the upcoming years with regard to our budget. Normally we would wait until the budget's approved to order the transformer, but we are looking at 60 to 80 week lead times for getting the transformer, and in order to get the substation built within the next year, we needed to start moving forward with the RFP process for the transformer. The board heard from management the 2022 High Hazard Area Safety and Compliance Report. This is a report that must be done annually as a part of our FERC license and for the hydroelectric facility. The district has two high hazard areas, one that goes from the Mauer Bridge site in Genoa to the Beaver Creek siphon, and the other one that goes from the Monastery Road Bridge near Columbus to the Columbus Powerhouse intake. Both of these areas are declared what FERC declares the high hazard area, and the district has certain protocols in place in case a breach of the canal occurs in either one of these two areas. Since 2013, which is when the district first implemented the safety plan that we have in place, there's been no occurrences in the high hazard areas, and we don't expect there to be any. But this is a report that needs to be done every year, and the board must look at the report, and we must show the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission that the board is aware of what's going on in the high hazard area and move forward that way. We're also looking at doing a number of things with FERC this summer, as they're going to come out and do our Part 12 safety inspection and do the annual audit of the entire hydroelectric system. That's expected to occur in late July and early August, and we look forward to working with FERC to show them what we've done. It's been a number of years since staff members from FERC have been out to the hydroelectric project, and we are looking to work with them and show them what we have done and what we continue to do, especially in regards to repairs from the 2019 storm event. In May, management provided the board with copies of the 2022 non-supervisors questions and answers, as well as the results of the recently completed employee satisfaction survey. The board was interested in seeing the results of these and wanted to discuss various aspects of both the non-supervisors Q&A and the employee satisfaction survey. The board wants to make sure that management is reacting to some of the questions that have come from both of these and some of the results of the survey, and make sure we are taking employees' concerns into account. We're going to be working with the board over the next several months to determine what additional protocols we might be able to put in place with regard to some of the results of the survey. And I know some of the board members will want to come out and possibly talk to employees to find out what their thoughts are about the way things are going at the district. So stay tuned to this, and we'll be providing more information as we go along with regard to what the board heard from management and what the board would like to hear from employees. In mid-July, management and the board are going to have what we call a board retreat. We're going to be talking with individuals from NPPD about the Southwest Power Pool and the relationship with our hydroelectric facilities in the Southwest Power Pool, as well as here regarding EV infrastructure and charging, and then also be taking a tour of the headworks, as it's been a number of years since many of the board members have been out at the headworks. We haven't had a board retreat in a number of years, and this is a good way for management and the board to sit down and talk about high-level issues that are going on at the district and to get some input from the board about what their thoughts are regarding this. I know the revenue from the hydroelectric facilities is a big concern of the board, as that really tends to drive our overall financial bottom line. And if we have a good year of revenue from the hydroelectric facilities, we generally have a good year overall as far as our bottom line financials. In wrapping up, and as I said at the beginning, 2022 has been an interesting weather year, and so far we're starting to see lower flows in the Loup River and in the canal. So far, it's not near as low, and we're not seeing anything like what happened in 2017 when we had the fish kill in the canal due to having to cut off water in the canal due to the requirements within our license. However, we are continuing to monitor all of this and think that, if we continue to have little or no moisture and high temperatures, we could have some kind of issue that might occur in July and August. Hopefully we won't see anything like that, and we think we've reached some understandings with both the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and the Fish and Wildlife Service regarding what we might be able to do if similar conditions occur. There's no guarantee, and obviously we're here to not only protect the interest of the wildlife in both the canal and the bypass reach, but also provide recreation, obviously power production, but then also help out our irrigators and provide water for those that want to take water out of the canal. We take all of those interests into account when we look at how we operate the canal and try to manufacture and come up with a way in which all interests are protected. Sometimes we have to kind of look at this and maybe not protect other interests because of the threatened and endangered species that occur in the bypass reach and in the canal, but we do try to maintain a balance between all of these issues. So if something comes up in the future where you see us doing something a little bit different, we will try to provide as much information as we can in protecting both the interests that are occurring in all areas of the canal, but also in maintaining our license for the operation of our hydroelectric system. So with that, and as always, stay safe and be happy.